Hello, Darrell Amy here, and I'm excited that you've joined me today for Value Creation Live. We're going to talk about why every business owner needs to understand their business value. Every business owner needs to understand the value of their business. And in today's executive briefing, you'll learn three reasons why I believe this is critical, especially at this time of year as we're planning for a new year. So thanks for joining me today. Look forward to engaging with you in the comments if you're watching live or watching later. And while you're here, go to book.valuecreationengines.com. We'll put that link in the comments as well. Get your copy of A Business Owner's Guide to Maximize Business Valuation, your pre-release copy of my new book. I'd love to get that in your hands. And I'm so excited about our conversation today because I believe what we're talking about can be pivotal to your business and your success in 2025 and beyond. Here is a really compelling piece of data I want to share with you. This is from UBS research asking business owners about their business or business valuation and the sale of their business. 75%, three quarters of business owners believe that they could sell their business in a year or less. Interesting, especially when you add the next piece of data. 58% of business owners have never had their business formally appraised. So line those two stats up. 75% of business owners go, yeah, I could probably sell my business in a year or less. Almost all of them, 58% of business owners, have never had their business appraised, let alone understood the value of their business in the last 12 months. And this is a massive disconnect that I want to resolve today. And I want to challenge everybody listening in to say, if you're on the wrong side of this statistic, you need to change this. You need to know the value of your business now. How in the world could you expect to exit your business if you don't understand what your business is worth? And if you want to be in a position where you could exit your business in a year or less, wouldn't it make sense to understand the value of your business now and, importantly, what that business could be worth so that you could make sure that that exit, the realization of your most valuable asset, your life's work, the thing you've poured your blood, sweat, and tears into, could be transferred not only at maximized value, but with the maximum chance of success. And I believe that the number one piece of data every business owner needs to understand is, what is the value of my business? What is the value of my business? And that is important for three reasons. And I want to discuss these in our live stream here today. The first reason is that when you understand the value of your business, it helps you set the right goals. In last week's live stream, we talked about the three different types of goals, kind of in a progression. You know, when we start our business, a lot of the goals, when I ask a business owner, hey, what's your goal for 2025? Where are you looking to bring this business in the next few years? Most of the time, I'll hear a revenue goal. Oh, Darrell, we want to get from 5 million to 10 million. We want to get from 20 to 50. We want to grow from 50 to 100. That's fantastic. That's a revenue goal. But a lot of times when I ask the follow-up question, what's your profit margin? Many of the business owners who gave me a revenue goal as the goal for their business have to sit and think, well, man, what do we do? You know, a lot of times they'll open their QuickBooks or their NetSuite and they'll look and go, okay, we did this much profit. And then a quick calculation can give me the profit margin. That's level two of setting business goals, where we understand that revenue is great, but not all revenue is created equal. We want to look for profitable revenue. Sadly, a lot of businesses that set a revenue goal is saying, hey, we want to get from 10 to 20 million. They end up giving away a lot of profit along the way just to win that business. And they end up having a business that, when it comes time to actually value the business, the enterprise value of the business, they end up being disappointed because the race for revenue ended up bringing in non-profitable business or business that's not as profitable as it could be. And thus the enterprise value was lower. We recommend the right goal is enterprise value. It's saying, okay, my business is worth this. I need it to be worth this, or I'd like it to be worth this. And therefore, what's it going to take for this business to grow in value? Because the value of a business is based on two things. It's based on the quantity of profit and the quality of profit. So, as you'll recall, and we've discussed this in previous episodes, it's very simple on one level to value a business. There's a lot of different ways to value a business. Don't want to get into all of that now, but there's one fairly simple way, and that is to say, hey, there's a range of value for businesses in your industry. They trade on a multiple, usually of EBITDA, maybe a multiple of revenue, but that multiple is going to range from low to high, from eight, from 4 to 8, let's say, from 5 to 10. Just depends on your industry. And we do all of that research, looking up comps in a database of over 65,000 recent transactions. We're able to take data and figure out what that is for the industry that you're in. But the question then becomes, okay, well, if the industry range for your industry is 4 times EBITDA to 8 times EBITDA, well, where do you fall in that? And the size of the multiple is going to be based on the quality of your company. So we take the quantity of the profit, how much profit did your company make, and multiply it times the EBITDA, the multiplier. The multiplier measures the quality. So why do I bring this up? Well, if I'm just setting goals on revenue, or I'm just setting goals on profitability, I haven't addressed the quality issue. Not all revenue is created equal. Not all profit is created equal. So I can work really hard to grow the revenue or grow the profitability of my company. Fantastic, but I may not have addressed the multiplier. What's the quality of that revenue and profit? And so the way we set goals is really, really important. Stephen Covey was famous for saying, hey, be careful you don't climb the ladder and get to the top of the ladder and realize the ladder was leaning against the wrong wall. And this can happen for businesses that focus on revenue, and even businesses that focus on profit. Is they get to the top of the ladder, they get to the day where they go, hey, I think I'm ready to transfer this business to the next generation, or I think I'm ready to sell this business to an investor or a competitor, or all different areas, maybe even back to an employee stock ownership plan, whatever that is. They get ready to do that, and they realize, uh-oh, I focused on the quantity, but I never focused on the quality. And so enterprise value is the goal we want to challenge you to focus on. And in order to set a goal for enterprise value, you've got to know two things. You got to know, number one, what is my business worth right now? Like, what's the enterprise value of my business? And so as we're doing valuations, we're looking at that range of value, doing research on that. And then we're using a assessment process, which we'll talk about later, to determine where the business might fall on that range of value. Say, if it's 4 to 8, where's it going to fall? Is it going to fall at 5? Is it going to fall at 7? Or is it going to be an exceptional business that might even be a strategic purchase for a buyer that could even go outside the top range of that value? How do you get the goal set? Well, you can't set a goal if you don't know where you're starting. So the first thing you need to know is, what's the value of my business right now? Here on December 10th, 2024, as we're recording this, what's my business worth? The second piece of data you need to know is, what could my business be worth? What could my business be worth? How do we get that? Well, in the process of doing research on the industry, what we want to discover is, what's best in class? Like, what's the gold standard for the industry? And we need to know what's the gold standard for profit margin, and what's the gold standard for multiple. And if you go back to the last episode, you'll see a real world example of the dramatic difference between average and best in class. Because when you get up to industry best in class profitability and multiply that by a best in class multiple, you might be able to 2x, 3x, 4x even the value of your business. And we actually talk about this in the last episode, and also in the soon to be released book, A Business Owner's Guide to Maximize Business Valuation. If you want to get a pre-order, a pre-release copy of that, just go to the website book.valuecreationengines.com and and I'd be happy to send you one. Set the right goals. Set the right goals. When you know the value of your business and you know what it could be worth, it changes the way you set goals for your business. So if I came to ask you, what are the goals for your business? What I'd love to hear is I'd like to grow the value of this business from 10 million to $50 million rather than I want to grow the revenue of this business from X to Y. Let's set goals based on value. And by the way, who does this? Every Fortune 1000 company that's on the public stock market manages to enterprise value. It's the stock price. Everyone knows the enterprise value of the company. When they walk in the door, I can look up the enterprise value of any company in less than 30 seconds. I know the enterprise value. And if I read the annual report, I'm going to understand what the CEO and leadership team of that company is going to do with the goal of increasing enterprise value or shareholder return. If we can adopt that same mentality in our mid-market businesses, oh, watch out. Look what's going to happen. We've got an incredible opportunity to maximize value. So when you know the value of your company, it helps you set the right goals. What's it worth today? Could it be worth it if it performed at best in class? Second thing is it helps us know where to reduce risks. The process of business valuation helps you identify risks in your business. Why? Well, risks are the things that end up discounting the value of the business. If I'm a buyer and I look at the business and I go, man, there's a risk in that business. I'm going to discount the business. Think about if I was buying a car. I was laughing. My son was actually on a road trip and they got halfway to where they were going and the car broke down. Well, I won't get into the make and model of the car, but what ended up happening to the car, a quick Google search found out that not only is there a problem with that vehicle, but that vehicle was actually discontinued due to the problem and all the parts are on back order. Well, if I'm buying that vehicle, if I'm going out on the market, I know that's a risk. So am I going to offer a premium amount for one of those used vehicles, or am I going to discount it, factoring in the risk that something might break? Pretty simple, right? I'm going to factor in that risk, and that vehicle is not going to be worth the same amount of money. Same thing with a business. But what is it in terms of your business? Well, there's a lot of different risk factors, but I've identified 5 here. Maybe it's over dependence on you, the owner. Maybe it's over dependence on a key team member, that one person is the only person that knows how to do something. And you're dependent on them. If they are out sick for 90 days, or if they resign, you're in a lot of trouble. That's a massive risk, especially for a buyer that's going, is this team going to stay on afterwards? I hope so, but maybe not. So that's a risk. It's a discount, and that can be fixed. And you're going to recognize these risks as you understand the value of your business. Maybe you've got an over reliance on a single customer. Hey, yeah, we're doing 20 million, but 11 million of that is from one customer. Uh-oh. The value of that business is going to be discounted by a buyer that says, well, what if we lose that customer? If you understand the value of your business, you're going to fix that. At least it's going to be on your radar to fix. Same thing. I got a single supplier. We recognize this a lot during the supplier issues coming out of the COVID crisis. Over reliance, those are risks. Unprotected intellectual property, legal risks, compliance risks, warranty risks, maybe weak financial controls. These are just some of the risks that are there. Here's the point of all of this. The point is not to make an exhaustive list of risks around your business. The point is, when you understand the valuation of your business, when you set goals to increase the valuation of your business, you're going to be hyper aware of the importance of reducing risk. And this is super critical, not only for, if you might want to sell your business someday. Hey, what if you just want to make sure your business is around for another decade? You want to make sure your business is around for the next generation. You want to make sure your business is sustainable for the employees and the incredible corporate culture you've built. We can do all kinds of things to build corporate culture, to grow revenue and have a good time and a rah-rah. But if there's risks in our business, well, all of that is at risk. When you understand the valuation of your business and what creates that value and what discounts that value, you're going to be attuned to dealing with issues that maybe weren't top of mind. So the third one is a little more fun than reducing risk. The third is it helps you know where to find the low hanging fruit. At this time of year, as many businesses are setting goals for next year, a lot of the businesses that I've worked on, including my own businesses, we run on a process called EOS, or the Entrepreneur's Operating System. We're setting goals and then we're setting rocks for the coming year. Well, what should we be working on? Look, in any business, there are literally dozens of different things you could be working on. I mean, you probably have, if you sat down with a legal pad or whiteboard with your leadership team and said, what are the things that we need to do next year? There'd be a very long list of things. But what I want to challenge you to do as you go through that, in the mind of business valuation and understanding what drives the value of your business, I want you to be able to prioritize those things, because a lot of times we end up working on the wrong things. And if we work on the wrong things, well, there's a really good probability that we'll get to this time next year and will not have increased the value of the business. And so being aware of valuation and making that part of your goal setting, making risk reduction part of your purpose, then you're able to find the low-hanging fruit. Well, where's the low-hanging fruit? Well, if you think about someone that is valuing a business, and beauty's in the eye of the beholder, values in the eye of the buyer. If someone were wanting to buy your business, if someone were making you an offer, they'd be evaluating two things. They'd be saying, okay, is this business ready to sell? Or maybe we'd say, is this business ready to transfer? Like, if I walk in here in 90 days, and after, we go through due diligence and I walk into this business, I now own it. Is it going to keep running or not? Like, is it ready to sell? And all of the things ready for the buyer to walk in. This transfer, is it ready? That's the first thing a buyer is going to look at. The other thing is it attractive? Is this attractive? There's a lot of different businesses someone could buy. Yours isn't the only one on the market when you get ready to sell. So attractiveness, is this an industry leader? Is this a business that is looks like, hey, it kind of runs on its own? It's got a track record of consistent profitability and growth. These are the things that we want to look for. So when you're prioritizing what you're going to do in 2025 and beyond, for my friends that use EOS, when you're setting rocks, when you're setting our priorities for the coming year, you want to be thinking about working on things that drive value. And we explore this in the book, Business Owner's Guide to Maximize Business Valuation. Love for you to grab a copy, but let me just give you a highlight of 4 categories that drive value. Revenue growth. Your revenue growth engine drives value. Do you have an engine for revenue growth, or are you just kind of hoping a couple key, studs on your sales team are going to get some results for you? Do you have an engine that integrates sales and marketing to drive consistent revenue growth? Growth is important for valuation, no question about that. I don't want you to set your goals exclusively based on revenue, but I also want you to recognize that revenue is the lifeblood of the business. So, do you have a way to create consistent, profitable, recurring, contracted revenue in your business? Process optimization. Are you not only documenting your business processes, step one, but are you optimizing those business processes? Do you have your business set up in a way that not only a new employee or a new buyer coming in is able to see, hey, this is how we do things around here, step by step, here's what you do. But even as important, do you have an ongoing uh, process in place to optimize those business processes? In other words, Are your business processes something that you documented and set on a shelf, or are they something that you continually review to go, how could we make this better? This is how we get attractiveness and readiness. Documenting the processes make it ready. Optimizing the processes make the business attractive. What about your people? What about your people? Culture development may not feel like a priority outside of maximizing value. But I'll tell you, if you want premium value, the way that you develop the culture of your business, which includes a plan for how you develop your people, how you onboard your people, how you resource your people, how you lead your people, how you develop your leaders, all of these different things are critical to create an entrepreneurial culture and a culture of accountability inside your organization. Increases value. And last but not least is strategic innovation. A buyer wants to know, okay, the business is doing well now, but is it going to be disrupted by a savvy startup or by a competitor who's got a better idea? Well, look, if I want to maximize the value of the business and I'm measuring valuation as my core business goal and driver, it's going to help me focus my efforts on saying, what can we do to innovate here? And so, as we understand the valuation of the business, not only does it help us set goals and reduce risk, it helps us prioritize what we're going to do. I said find the low hanging fruit, but I might just say prioritize what we're going to do next quarter, next year, all of the different objectives and key results that we have. You could put under these four categories to make revenue growth more consistent, sustainable, recurring, predictable, to not only document processes, but have a system in place to optimize those processes. Culture, that we have initiatives to create a culture of accountability and a culture of entrepreneurship, and that we have innovation. All these things work together to increase the valuation of the business. And all of this happens when you understand the value of the business. So I want to go back to that data at the beginning. 58% of businesses have never been formally appraised. Where do you fall in that? Has your business been formally appraised? And even if it has been appraised, when it was it done as an accounting exercise, or was it done more as a strategic exercise where you left with a clear understanding not only of what the business is worth, what it could be worth, and what's standing in the way? And if that's you, if you're in that 58%, or even if you're in the remaining, what's that, 32%, we get the math right on there, 42% that has had the business valued. Did you have the business valued, for a transfer or buyout where you just got a number, or do you truly understand what's driving the value of your business and what it is worth? If you can't answer yes to that, I want to challenge you to fix that. And it's not hard to fix. Step one might just be grabbing a copy of my book, A Business Owner's Guide to Maximizing Business Valuation. This will help you understand how your business is valued. It'll help you understand what drives value. And it's a quick read, an overview. It's an airplane book that will give you an executive overview of what you need to know to maximize your business valuation. So, yeah, make the commitment to understand. Second, if you haven't had a business valuation, private message me, reach out to me on LinkedIn, give me a call, and let's talk about measuring the value of your business. As a certified exit planning advisor, an accredited value guide, and a value creation guide, I'm prepared to be able to have that conversation and lead you through that. As we do that, we'll also pull in deal stats, which will give you real-time data and comps on other businesses in your industry. So you'll feel confident that we're coming up with you want to leave with a really good understanding of what your business is worth and what it could be worth. And then from there, the third step on that is let's develop a value creation plan. So let's measure the value. Let's plan and let's grow this thing. And let's make sure that what we've got set up is that we've got your business set up to succeed. At the beginning, we said 75% of business owners believe their business could sell within a year. Well, maybe, but for how much? And would the thing that you've poured your blood, sweat, and tears and life savings into be worth this much or this much? It'd be good to know right now before you get there. So you could set the goal. So if that day happens and when that day happens, because now none of us are going to own our businesses forever unless you've found the secret elixir for immortality. Let's make sure we understand the value of our business now so we can set great goals, so we can reduce our risks, and we can go out and we can prioritize so we can drive value in our business. So go to book.valuecreationengines.com. Love to send you a copy of this as soon as we get our pre-release copies in. And I'd love to have a conversation with you about your business, your dreams, and the valuation of all of it that's fueling it. So till next time, we'll see you next week on Value Creation Live. And till next time, let's get going and let's get growing.
What's the true value of your business? For business owners of mid-market companies with $10 million to $100 million in revenue, this might be the most critical piece of data you can know. The answer to the question about the value of your business can vary widely based on how attractive your business is to potential buyers and how ready it is to transfer. At Value Creation Engines, we believe that increasing the value of your business is about more than just making money. It's about unlocking options. It's about creating the freedom to shape your future on your own terms. It's about harvesting assets to create a meaningful impact in your family and in the world. Knowing and growing the value of your business is not just about creating a successful sale or transition to the next generation. A business that has intentionally focused on value creation runs at peak performance, giving you the freedom to begin stepping back from day-to-day operations, freeing you to pursue new passions both inside and outside your company. Here's the challenge. Recent research by the Exit Planning Institute revealed that over 83% of businesses that start a sales process fail to complete the transaction. Only 17% of businesses that begin the process of selling are successful. For family-owned businesses planning for a generational transfer, the statistics are similar. Sadly, only 30% of generational transfers succeed. For the ones that do succeed in selling their business, 81% of them wish they had spent more time preparing. That's why smart business owners get on the front of this by creating a strategic exit plan as far as 5 to 7 years in advance, allowing them to accelerate company value as they prepare the company for a successful sale. At Value Creation Engines, we specialize in helping mid-market companies multiply their valuation so they can maximize their impact. Our proven frameworks, grounded in the principles from the Value Creation Engine, guide your journey to maximum value. Whether it's growing revenue, streamlining operations, building an entrepreneurial culture, or driving innovation, we're here to help. Our proven process begins by measuring your current business value through current industry multiple data and a thorough analysis of your business. Next, we collaborate with you, your financial advisor, and your leadership team to develop a value creation plan that aligns your personal and business goals. Then we help you execute 90-day sprints designed to improve your value creation engines so you can maximize enterprise value and reduce risk. Every 90 days, we'll review your progress, adjust the plan, and evaluate if it's time to sell or keep growing. It's time to take control of your business's future. Unlock the full potential of your company and create more options for your next chapter. Schedule your 90-minute enterprise value meeting now. Discover the top ways to accelerate value and get the answers you need to minimize your risks and maximize your valuation.